Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. In this tutorial, we will explain how to convert the ERD to a relational schema. We will explain all the rules and apply them on this e-commerce database ERD. This video is a part of a bigger tutorial that we explained in it how to draw the ERD, then how to map it to a relational schema, and how to build the database using SQL code, and how to implement CRUD operations on the database. Then we linked it with an interface using a Windows Form app. I will leave the link of this whole tutorial in the description so you can check it. Mapping is the rules we follow to construct the relational schema. And the relational schema is the nearest form of our real database. It illustrates more clearly how the database tables relate to each other. The first rule is we map strong entities, and strong entities are any entity that does not depend on another entity, or in other words, any entity that is not a weak entity. So we have three strong entities: customer entity and order entity and products entity. We will map all of them, and regarding the addresses multi-valued attribute, we will not map it because it has a separate rule. We will discuss it later. So we made three tables for the three strong entities. We put the name of them at the top, then we add the attributes, and we put a line beneath the primary key. The second rule that we map the weak entities, we have two weak entities: shippings entity and payments entity, and there is no differences from mapping strong entities. Despite that, we must link the weak entity with the strong entity by placing the primary key of the strong entity in the weak entity as a foreign key. And foreign key is a new term we have, and it is a key we put in a table to reference another table. And this, as we will see, will help us a lot when it comes to SQL code when we want to link or join two tables to make queries or operations on them. Now we have mapped the basic attributes of the payment and shipping entities, and we want to link them to their strong entities. We will add an attribute to the payment. We can call it order ID. Then we can link it to the order ID here. And also for the shipping table, we want to link it to the order ID. So we add a column, can call it also order ID. So we linked them. The third rule in our hierarchy that we map one-to-one relationships. We put the foreign key in the total participation table. We have here order shippings relationship. Shippings is total participant in this relationship. So we put the foreign key of the order in the shippings table. Then we link it with the primary key of the order. So we put the foreign key of the order table in the shipping table, but because shipping is a weak entity, we have already linked it with order ID. And for the payments order relationship, it is also one-to-one relationship, and payments is a weak entity. So we have already linked the order ID with the order primary key here. The next rule that we map one-to-many relationships, and this is done by placing the foreign key in the many table. And the reason for this can be obvious if we look to these two tables. We need to reduce redundancy in the database because it can lead to join problems in SQL code. So here we put the foreign key in the orders table and we link it with the customer. And also in this relationship, we have the date attribute linked with the relationship itself. So we put it with the table that will take the foreign key. So we can also add date here. The next rule is we map many-to-many relationships, and for this we make a new table to reduce redundancy in the main tables. If we put them in the main database, we will need to repeat the same row more than one time. As we can see here, this row is repeated several times because the many attribute has several values. So to avoid this, we make a separate table for many-to-many relationships to make the repetition at the minimum level. And if we want to make a query of the whole table, we can join and make the queries on them. So we will add a new table here. Can drag him. Order ID. And also we have product ID. But both of them is part of the primary key. So we put a line under them and we link them with the main tables. Like this, we have the order ID linked with the order table and the product ID linked with the product table. The next rule is we map multi-valued attributes, and as the same concept of redundancy, we keep multi-valued attributes to map them in a new table. Let's name it customer addresses. We need the foreign key customer ID to link it with the main table, and we add the addresses here. And customer ID is the foreign key. Then we link this. And the last rule for mapping, which doesn't exist in our context, it is how to map n-ray relationships. And these are relationships between more than two entities. For example, if we look here, as we can see here, teacher teaches subject and student. In this case, we make a new table and put the primary key of each table. And this is how we can map the n-ray relationships. And also, there are attributes on the relationship itself. We add them to the new table we will build. So these are all the rules for mapping. You can take a screenshot for them. And this form is the nearest form to our SQL code. So this is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any doubts, you can leave a comment in the comment section. And thank you for watching.